we have, there we go. Good evening, everyone. 24th of June, as I just said. Today we're talking about the perfect trio. And the reason this is important is that it is a combination of products that I think is going to help you as you begin to talk to some of your doctor friends, and also as we begin to narrow down the product line. I think one of the issues that we're beginning to have in doTERRA is that the product line has become very big. And it's something that not everybody's talking about, and we're going to explore that idea as we go through this presentation. And I want you to just keep your eyes and ears open. I'm looking at some of the people that are on the call today. I see some very experienced leaders, and I think you know what I'm talking about. As you begin to talk to your friends, to your colleagues, to your new prospects, to business prospects, I want you to begin to think about narrowing it down so that we're addressing their issues and really serving our community. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Elena Jordan. I try to share with you every Monday evening at 9 p.m. Singapore time. And if you're joining us from Vietnam or any of the other countries in that area, from Malaysia, good evening and welcome. I want to say thank you to our Presidential Diamond team, everyone who gets on every week to talk about what we're talking about here. Now, I should let you know at this point that this call is being recorded and that it will be posted on multiple Facebook pages so that you'll be able to follow up on the information in a little while. The ideas expressed in this presentation are primarily from the book Essential Oils Healthcare for Today, a beginner's guide. What's interesting about this guide, and it's funny how things come in and out of fashion. There was a time where this guide actually was really kind of troublesome because of the things that it said. But now what's happening is it looks at a narrow slice of the products that doTERRA produces, and it also looks at those original products, which are the products that primarily are the ones that are in new markets. So when we look at new markets, markets that are just about to open, like the Philippines, like Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, other places that are either just opened or opening soon, these are the products that are going to be the first products on the market. So when you think about introducing a book to these people, a book that's going to allow them to really understand fully what they have and how they can use it, this may be just the book that you need. Today we're talking about the perfect trio for sleeplessness and pain. And I want to introduce a new concept to you, which is that of working on a single issue or two issues that will help a doctor that you particularly know. One of the things that I've been doing over the last 3 to 4 months is really narrowing down the product line for different health professionals that I work with. So primarily orthopedic doctors or chiropractors or physical therapists. Each and every one of those doctor practices are in desperate need of complementary medicine that can use alongside of the pharmaceutical products that they're already prescribing. And the products that I'm going to talk to you about now are nothing new. There's nothing here that you haven't seen before, that you haven't talked about multiple times. What I'm doing for you today is I'm presenting it in a new way and simplifying it. Really simplifying it so that when you go in to talk to a brand new prospect, they clearly understand what you are talking about. I think we need to resist the urge to present the entire product line because the product line has gotten so huge that sometimes it's actually overwhelming for people. They get either a product guide or a list of products and they're really not sure where to start. So if you're addressing specific issues to specific people, I think you're much more likely to not only make the sale, but to really gain a customer for life because the person trusts you that you're going to be serving them and also helping to resolve their issue, whatever it may be. So the first combo I'm going to talk about are the Serenity capsules and the Serenity essential oil. Nothing new for you here, but when you talk about either Serenity or Lavender piece, used in conjunction with the capsules, you really talk about a very effective 1-2 punch, if you will, that can help people get what my doctor friends are calling restorative rest. So that the term now is restorative rest. If you are a patient that is suffering from some sort of an illness or an ache or a pain or an injury, what you need is for your body to restore itself by resting. And if you cannot do that to get into really a profound sleep, it's going to be much more difficult for you to heal and move on from whatever trauma that your body's experienced. You know that Serenity has a calming aroma, that it can lessen feelings of tension and really sort of ignite a restful sleep. You want to use 1 to 4 drops on the soles of the feet, perhaps on the back of the neck, behind the ears, on the pillow. You can use it before bedtime in a warm bath. You can use it over the heart. It can be used on children safely. So the essential oil, the Serenity essential oil, can be used on children. The other thing, I would probably not recommend the soft gels for children under the age of 12. Over the age of 12, I would say a single soft gel before bed would be fine. I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking it every day. But for adults, so say children 15 and over, and certainly the elderly, a single Serenity soft gel would be fine, and 2 soft gels if the problem is really chronic. Now, I don't personally take Serenity soft gels every night. I don't tend to need them. Wake up really early in the morning. I go to bed fairly early at night, and my sleep schedule is very regular. But occasionally, I have something on my mind, or I've had too much coffee late at night, and I will not hesitate to take 2 Serenity soft gels. Because for me, the combination of the Serenity soft gels with the next product I'm going to talk about are really the 1-2 punch that I need to get myself to sleep and to stay asleep. Copaiba. Now, I want you to think of Copaiba really as a helper essential oil. It can stand alone, of course, but it is a helper in the sense that it works wonderfully together with many other essential oils to increase the benefits, to magnify the usage, and to really act as a driver, if you will, to really drive the product into a larger space. So when you're combining Copaiba with Serenity, you're getting that 1-2 punch that you would not be getting if you used either product alone. Now, our Copaiba is actually a combination of 4 different species of plants, and I think that's what makes it so much more effective. So going back to sleeplessness again, I would be taking 2 Serenity soft gels and 1 Copaiba soft gel at night before retiring to really get that restful, relaxing sleep. I would probably also add a drop or 2 of Copaiba and a drop or 2 of Serenity in a diffuser if my sleep was really very disturbed. But I want you to begin to think of these products in combination with one another and not just talking about one or the other. We're talking about something here that's called the perfect trio. Many, many people suffer from sleeplessness and pain. Those 2 things go together, unfortunately, very, very commonly. And as I've begun to talk to more and more doctors, medical doctors, they have 3 or 4 primary issues, but the 2 most common are lack of sleep and pain. So let's talk for a minute about Copaiba. As you know, very mild tasting, very mild smell, nothing really offensive. It's almost a slightly woody smell. It comes from the resin of a tree. When we combine it with the Serenity or the Serenity soft gels, we really get a combination of very strong product that I feel can help you to get the restful, restorative rest that you need. What I love about Copaiba is that it combines well with so many other things and can help to magnify or augment or drive. All of those words, I want you to think of the Copaiba as an amplifier to your other products. So get in the habit of using your Copaiba in combination with other products to magnify the effect of the product that you're already using. So we know that it helps the inflammatory response. We know it helps cardiovascular, immune, and the nervous system. What I love about it in terms of the inflammatory response is that when we're talking about pain, we're talking about decreasing the pain pathway or narrowing the pain pathway so we begin to feel less pain. Again, using it in diffuser, using it under the tongue, directly under the tongue, perhaps in a gel cap, or with a carrier oil, or directly massaged onto the skin. I have to say, I don't usually use Copaiba topically unless I have a specific issue with pain. So if I had a headache, I probably wouldn't massage it on my head. That's just the way that I am. But I would definitely take it internally, and that's the way that I'm using my Copaiba. So I'm using it as a 1-2 punch to get rid of pain, to reduce inflammation. If you don't have the soft gels, or you don't have access to the soft gels because you're in a market that is not yet providing them for sale, make sure that you're putting your Copaiba in an empty gel cap or right underneath the tongue. The sublingual method of ingestion can be very effective. Don't discount using the Copaiba essential oil directly under the tongue as a very effective anti-inflammatory. The soft gels, if you have them, easy to swallow, super convenient, and you want to take one soft gel as needed. So when I can't sleep, as I mentioned before, I would take personally 2 Serenity soft gels and 1 Copaiba soft gel. Now, what do you think the third product is? And I think I want to get some guesses here. So if you type it quickly in the chat before I change the slide, give me a couple of, I'm going to give you a minute. I want to see some people in the chat. So your first product was Serenity, or Lavender piece. Your second is Copaiba, and we're talking about restorative rest and pain. I see one person in the chat. Tell me what you think the third product is, because I really want to know if you're clearly understanding how groups of 3 products together can work most effectively to solve a problem, and can also help you, if you're sharing these products, to share them more easily with other people. Okay, I see 4 people in the chat. I know there's a lot more of you. 5, good. I want to see those numbers go up a little bit more. Let's see what people are guessing. What is that third product or third product line? Let's see if we can get to 10. 10 people in the chat. We're at 8. And one more. We need one more. Okay, very good. Our next product is Deep Blue. And I'll be checking those to make sure I see who they are. First 10. Why do we use Deep Blue together? We always want to use 2 products together from the same product line, or we want to use 2 products together that are similar delivery system. So when we talk about using something topically, we want to use the Deep Blue rub with the Copaiba essential oil. If we're talking about ingesting, we want to talk about using the Deep Blue polyphenol complex with the Copaiba gel caps. Using the same delivery system can help to magnify the effectiveness of the oil, and using a complementary delivery system, so using perhaps Deep Blue rub, polyphenol complex, and the Copaiba on top of the Deep Blue rub or as a soft gel, can again magnify those effects. You want to make sure that the body is getting, sort of being bombarded. You want it to really be absorbing the product from all different ways and begin to say, yes, yes, anti-inflammatory, I get it, and begin to decrease the inflammation in the body. So you know about Deep Blue rub, folks. I'm not telling you anything new. You know it's formulated with natural plant extracts, that it can offer a comforting sensation of cooling and warming, and you're basically massaging it into affected areas. So I'll tell you a funny story that happened to me over the last few weeks. Many of you know that my daughter has been visiting from college, and we've been 4 drivers in the house with only 2 cars. So we've been switching off cars, and unfortunately, or fortunately, my car is automatic transmission, which is right now the only car that my 2 kids can drive. And my husband has a 5-speed manual transmission, which only he and I can drive. So usually what happens is somebody needs a car and has to run out right away. They'll take my car, and then I'm left to drive my husband's car. On Friday of last week, I actually had a meeting that was about an hour driving south of my house, and I got stuck in terrible traffic. I know those of you who have driven a manual transmission, and I know I'm speaking to people primarily in Asia, so I know you know what a manual transmission is all about. When there's a lot of traffic, you have to basically come in and out of first multiple times. And I was on the road for about an hour and a half, not as experienced using this car, or not, I shouldn't say not as experienced, I'm comfortable using the car, but haven't been using it in stop and go traffic for that long of a period of time. That night when I got back into my home, now I drove an hour and a half down, and then again battled the traffic all the way home at the end of the day. Again, in and out of first gear. My shins were killing me. And I actually started getting cramps in my shins, like really strong cramps. When I tried to stretch them out, then I wound up with cramps in my toes. So I didn't know what to do. And my son came in, saw me kind of struggling and almost crying in the bathroom and said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I have cramps in my shins. I don't know how to get rid of them." And he said, "Mom, Deep Blue." And sure enough, I applied my Deep Blue. I massaged it into my shins, and it really took away the ache and the pain. Now, after that 1 minute of kind of the slap in the face of "wake up, Elena," I then went downstairs. I took 2 Deep Blue polyphenol complexes and 1 Copaiba gel cap, and that helps to relieve the muscle, soothe what was going on, decompress the cramp. I could still feel the kind of that squeezing or the desire of the muscle to cramp up again, but it didn't cramp up, and I was able to go to sleep. And the following morning, I woke up and I was fine. But that idea that using the 3 products, the lotion, the capsules together, was the thing that turned the tide on my discomfort. And so I want you to clearly think about using 1, 2 together, 1, 2, 3 together to manage a problem, and teaching your teams to do the same. This perfect trio is not anything new, but it is kind of a magic trick if you think about it, because people don't always think about using 3 products together. But if you were to keep these 6 items in your cabinet at all time, you would be able to address a lot of different products, including things like headaches and migraines and other really troublesome issues that people really feel tremendous discomfort when they arise. You want to use, obviously, your polyphenol complex on a daily basis if you need it for people that have chronic issues, or when any sort of discomfort arises. You can take 2 capsules with food, 1 capsule in the morning and 1 capsule in the evening, or 2 at one go, which is what I did when I had the cramps in my shins. Okay, I want to show you something that I'm putting together that I'm using with my doctor friends, and I'm finding it very useful. This is a little brochure, actually, that I put together for them, and I'm going to show it to you once we stop the share so that you can see the size of it. So this is talking about, again, Serenity and Serenity soft gels, Copaiba and Copaiba soft gels, and you can see it's printed on paper, and then Deep Blue Rub and Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. This is for their patients, so they can actually pass this out. Next week, we're going to be talking about Copaiba, which is your CBD alternative. Everybody is talking about CBD. Everybody is talking about how it's sort of the miracle product. But I'm going to venture to say that there are reasons and people who should not be taking CBD, and why Copaiba is an effective replacement. So next week, we're going to be talking specifically about Copaiba and its relationship to CBD and why that's important. Okay, it is still my birthday month, and Julia's too, if you can believe it. We're in the home stretch, but we're still having all sorts of prizes and contests. Last week, we had a fabulous response to the contest that we were running, and the contest was for a larger size diffuser, actually called the Water Cube, and an essential oil, which I can't remember. I know it was pink pepper, one of my very favorite oils. And I don't know, we're announcing that prize actually today, and we're going to be announcing the today's new contest, our last and final contest for the month of June, also today. So our winners are going to be announced today, and our new contest is going to be announced today. Where do you find these contests? So our giveaways, we've been doing giveaways for the last 3 weeks. It's been a lot of fun. We've had some great people, really good engagement, which is what I love. And where's there we go. This is our confetti just kind of flying at you to tell you that we're still giving things away. So today's giveaway, again, is a Water Cube diffuser with a pink pepper. And if you go online to see that combination, you'll see that one of my favorite diffuser blends is something called Iconic, which is a blend of pink pepper, frankincense, and lime, which is super refreshing and lovely. There's always a gift behind one of the boxes. We've done 3 of this so far, 3 of these special prizes, and we're going to have 1 more today to close out the month. Please find these on Facebook and on Instagram. Usually what we're telling people is to find it on Facebook and then to post something. There's usually 2 steps, folks, but you're going to read whatever the post is and then follow the directions. It is super easy. We've had some great winners. Our first week was Betty Lowe, and our second week was, gosh, who was our second week? I have to think for a second, but I'll tell you in a minute. And then this week we'll be announcing the winner, and we'll talk to you all about it on Monday. Okay, here's our Facebook page. That you can find. This is my Facebook page. You can find all the information on here, but we're also going to be posting it on Team Power Diamond and Oil Camp Alumni, and we want to make sure that all of you are finding the information that you need. Okay, remember, you are amazing. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm getting ready to plan my trip to come and visit you. I'm already hearing from people in different countries saying, come see me, come see me. I will absolutely come and see you, and I cannot wait. I'm feeling really good and healthy and very enthusiastic and energized about coming to see all of you in the fall. And I want to thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful week. Actually, our winner, I forgot to mention, our winner was Jackie Prescott. That's who it was. So Betty Lowe, first week, Jackie Prescott, second week, and hopefully our third week winner will be you. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to answer questions for everybody.